recent news that we got the other day about Scentsy and influencers. I've been doing a lot of research. I have a bunch of information. So right now I'm Bolo. Quit that, Boogie. I'm Bolo, and what that means is I'm looking for information. Hey, Tabor. So what do we have here? We have an announcement that Scentsy has been sending PR boxes. We've seen it on TikTok. We've seen it on YouTube. Supposedly, this was announced at SFR during the summer. No one can answer when or at what point. Okay, a consultant, Tabor, is like, if you want to sell Avon, you sign up with Avon. You pay a little money to get into it. You have a catalog with like Avon. Well, Scentsy has a catalog too. And basically, hey, Spud, you sell the stuff and you get a commission. So like, I paid some money. Avon, are you in the United States, Tabor? Okay, Avon is makeup stuff. It's been around for forever, just like Tupperware. Okay, so Tupperware, and they sell plastic dishes that are generally microwave safe. Yeah, so you sign up with this company, Tabor. You pay a few dollars to join. Generally, they'll send you some stuff, some items to start off with. Used to be that when they had, it's called an MLM, multi-level marketing. Some people call it a pyramid scheme. Well, why is that? Well, I'll tell you why it is. So you have somebody at the top, and this person at the top of the pyramid is the head honcho. Then they get two other people under them that sell stuff. And part of what these two people sell, whatever's made, part of the money goes to the top person. Then those two people get people who get people who get people. And so basically what happens is all those people under that one pyramid, all the money rolls up. They make a little commission off of what everybody else sells. So people call it a pyramid. It's called multi-level marketing or direct sales. Used to be you'd go to people's houses, you'd have a party. You'd bring your let's say, Tupperware stuff. You'd show it. People would place orders and stuff like that. So like a scam. Well, the only thing not scammy about it is they do sell products. But it's designed so that you recruit people to sell under you, and some of the money rolls up. Alex, I really don't have a job. So, all right, so nobody can verify at what point during SFR this announcement was that they were going to start using micro influencers. I've done some research on influencers. It can look like that, Tabor. It depends on who you ask. So these different people who are on TikTok, they're influencers. Some of them are marketed as a brand partnership. That's a collaboration between two or more companies to create or promote products or services. It's a type of marketing technique referred to as co-branding, which involves business offering their branded inventory as a single unit or package. All right, so these people receive like $300 packages. The primary objective of these types of partnerships is to increase revenue and generate leads. Through this collaboration, the companies involved can use their existing products or design a new item featuring their brand. The advantage of these brand partnerships, the right partners can help you achieve your goals more efficiently by increasing revenue, generating leads, and improving your market status. It's cost effective. Well, How is it cost effective? Puh, you're sending these people a $300 one-time package. You may get orders from them for however long. But how does it affect you, though, and what you put against? Okay, how does it affect me? So you have to understand this multi-level marketing, multi-level, like pyramid levels. Okay, so how does it affect me? We paid money to sign on to be able to sell for Scentsy. These influencers have not paid any money to sign on to sell. They were in a random drawing that somebody did some research and said, oh, look, they have 10,000 followers. Or, oh, they have 50,000 followers. You can have 1 million followers. If these people have not engaged with you, commented, liked, whatever, they've not engaged with you on any of the stuff you've posted, it's worthless. So there had to be some analytical something or other going on there to determine these people. Now, the majority of the people that they have actually chosen are Disney people. Why? Well, Tabor, if you go and you look up Scentsy.com, okay, Tabor, if you look up Scentsy.com, you'll see, for anyone who's watching, that there is a lot of Disney stuff. Of course, they are licensed by Disney. They have contracts with Disney. They had one with Universal. It recently ran out. So it's a cost-effective method of increasing your brand exposure. There's a lot of people who still have never heard of Scentsy, even though they've been around since like for 21 years now. The younger generation, Gen Z, as I've explained previously, they're not really down with this. And because the majority of what they do is actually social media stuff. You get one kid that eats a Tide Pod, then you're getting 100 of them. It's just the way things are right now. So in order to reach this younger generation of people, they've started to, hey, Mandy, they try to establish a partnership with these influencers. One-time box of products. Hey, and look, hey, we're going to send you a code for you to put on your screen, and they get $10 off if they have an order over $50. Well, this hurts the consultant. Why? Because they're buying through these people. They're not buying through a consultant. It used to be when you got on the Scentsy website, or if you pay monthly to have a specific link for people to buy from you. Okay, so even if you pay for a link now, anybody who goes to Scentsy.com and wants to buy something does not have to choose a consultant. That takes sales away from the consultants. It allows them to access new markets, Gen Z, increased revenue. You have paid promoters, brand sponsors. Let's see what else I have here. What is this one? It bypasses the consultant model, which is what Scentsy was based on, a consultant model. It undermines the consultant's role in marketing, and it feels like corporate is competing with its own sales force. Bam. That's a big one. Fairness issue. Consultants pay fees, they invest time, they build customer bases, or they try to. Okay? When you see free products going to influencers who aren't part of the sales structure, that is unfair. Especially if the influencers generate sales that don't benefit a specific consultant, and they don't. Okay, so there are actually FTC rules and regulations, guidelines about people who are influencers for a brand. These influencers, Scentsy has failed them, and I think they failed themselves, because You are supposed to have knowledge of the product prior to promoting it. These influencers were opening boxes. They're like, oh, this is cute and this is cute. Da, da, da. They called the wax warmer a candle warmer. It's not a candle warmer. It takes wax cubes. Misidentifying the stuff. Now, you have consultants who have been doing this and knowing how to promote it and what to call it by its proper name and exactly how it's used and what it does. These influencers don't. So here you have people with factual information because they've been selling and they've used it versus these influencers who are just getting this in the mail to show to the public. Hey, Adventures in Glass, I'm fussing about Scentsy. The consultant's earnings are going to drop. There is a current high consultant turnover. Everybody right now seems to be a mass exodus again. Corporate promotions increased dramatically. Well, there you go. I just found a whole list of Scentsy coupons today. Nobody knew existed. And so I posted the link for it. And they're like, well, can we use this? Or are they valid? Or I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm sharing that I have found this with y'all. Whether or not they're going to work, I have no clue. However, these coupons did show how many times they had been used. So if that is accurate, then it would seem to me that there is a little bit of validity. Okay. They're trying to reach the new demographics with Gen Z. Drive large-scale exposure while corporate marketing office often focuses on brand expansion, not just individual consultant sales, in addition to influencer exposure, possibly attracting new consultants. I haven't seen where any of these people who are influencers have signed up to be a consultant. They've actually stated, let me find my other thing here. They've actually stated that they are not affiliated with Scentsy, which is, hey, Debaloo, fussing about Scentsy. So I don't know if y'all know the people getting on here. Scentsy started sending these PR boxes to people who are influencers on TikTok. And, you know, Scentsy consultants have to pay to join Scentsy. They have to pay for everything. There's nothing given free. You want samples to send out? You got to buy the stuff to make samples. So from a consultant's view, it's wrong when corporate is bypassing the very structure they promote while it's common marketing practice across industries. Absolutely, I do believe that there has to be another means of reaching a larger audience. I agree with that. That's just good business. It's the implementation of how they went about it. So the revenue and sales red flag. Now listen, they decided at the beginning of the year we weren't going to have any more flash sales because they were doing like one a month last year at the end of every month. So the revenue and sales red flags, constant promotions, more flash sales than usual, bigger discounts, limited time, urgency, use, frequency. Everything with Scentsy is an LTO. You got to get it now before it runs out. Let me tell y'all something. So the Gilmore Girls and Friends, that was a thing with Scentsy. They were offering warmers. Well, they sold out. Remarkably, you go on TikTok with these influencers and guess what they have? The Gilmore Girls. Thank you. And the Friends stuff. Thank you. So they actually held out some of these limited time offers to send to these influencers. That has cheated a consultant out of money because they have people on a waiting list to get this stuff. And bundle pushes to move inventory. They do that quite often. They have fast discontinuations. Absolutely. Absolutely. Fast discontinuation. That's like the limited time offers. Mystery bundles. Yeah. They've been doing that, especially with the consultant store for consultants to buy stuff to use and implement in their sales. While supplies last messaging, that is on every LTO. LTO, limited time offer. Special things. They'll do, well, There is, let's see, we got St. Patrick's Day coming up right now. The Valentine's Day, the Gilmore Girls, the Friends, certain Disney stuff, The Wicked was limited time, and so forth and so on. Lots of closing my business posts. There is a mass exodus right now going on with Scentsy. Go on Facebook, type in quitting Scentsy or leaving Scentsy. A lot of posts are going to be there about what is leaving, because at the end of each season, they transition. So if you were to look that up, that may be some of what you get. Fewer long-term leaders. Holy moly cannoli. These long-term leaders are leaving in droves. And I'm talking about people who had $50,000 a month paychecks. And you're going, yeah, right. No, seriously. These people had $50,000 a month paychecks. Why? They got in at the initial start of Scentsy, and they recruited and recruited and recruited. So everybody who sold under them, it rolled up. Now, when they made the changes in 2025, where they said, okay, we're going to drop the commission from if you're a lead consultant and you've reached $1,000 lifetime sales, we're going to drop the commission from 25 down to 20% unless you hit active. A qualifying party and hitting active was 250 PRV, personal retail volume. Now, what's the trickery in there? PRV. So if Disney has a warmer for sale and it's $80, which that's non-existent because that's cheap. But anyway, okay, because Scentsy has to pay licensing fees, collaboration fee, whatever with Disney. Okay, so instead of me getting 80 personal retail volume for this $80 item, I do not. They may have it set at 70 PRV. So even though my total in sales for this particular event may reach $250, that does not mean that that is the PRV I am getting. Okay? People using host rewards, me using my own host rewards. If I've done, miscellaneous orders from people, I'll group that into what I call a party. All right. And I may get a half off item. I may get, depending on what the sales tier is, I might get $20 in free product. Now, if I use that half price item award, I don't get PRV for it. Like a sales, of course, host rewards don't qualify. But let's say every month they offer the whiff box. It's $35. Usually it's an excellent deal. I'll tell y'all that right now. So most of the time they have something exclusive in it that you just can't get any other time. Nonetheless, I am able, we don't get full PRV. We don't get 35 points if we sell a $35 whiff box. Why? Because the product value is higher than what you're paying for the whiff box. So we have decreased PRV on that. Additionally, if I spend so much in my Scentsy Club, well, first of all, Scentsy Club, if you spend a minimum of $30, you get an additional 10% off. That decreases my PRV. If you spend $60, again, you pay lower prices. And hi, Sonic fan. And if now at $60 worth of product, I can choose to get an additional half off product. So let's say I want to get another Scentsy whiff box, $35. Okay, half of that, $17.50. I get no PRV for that, none. So the whole PRV and dollar amount thing. Hi, I'm going to say Adriana or Adana. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. So it can be very tricky. Now, look, if you're going into an MLM, you need to know this stuff ahead of time. The chances of you making bank is slim to none. People do it for other reasons. You get a discount. Some people, that's a hobby seller. Some people are in it for the camaraderie, for being on a team. And like I've said before, our team has been fabulous. Truly. You want something to occupy your time. But, okay. But nonetheless, Scentsy pushes the structured model and now goes and does a flip-flop on itself. Harder qualification requirements. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means that to be considered active in a month, you used to have $200 or 200 PRV. Well, they raised that to $250. Well, that threw a kink in the chain, and now they've lowered it back to $200 for a trial period. However, your show still needs to be $250 for your consultant to qualify, or for your individual person who's doing a party with you to qualify for a tier of earning host rewards. Reputation management control, increased PR. Oh, yeah. Defensive social posts. Oh, heavenly, have mercy. If you don't follow Sam D, DC, Julie Anderson's done some great ones. Happily Scented Life. Anybody who has commented anything regarding Scentsy, especially having questions about the recent changes, I mean, they have spoken on it at SFR, which I posted a video of little snippets of Orville saying what he had to say. World Tour, they even referenced the anti-MLM community as trying to affect them. Proactive versus reactive pivot. Transparent communication. That would be a hard no. Consultant integration with influencers. That's a double hard and fast no, because they haven't even let us in on it. Clear long-term strategy. I think their strategy is just to stay afloat. Stable commissions. Well, commissions depend on how hard you work it and what you sell. Reactive pivot. Sudden changes. Oh, they have. Confusing messaging. Well, that's if they relate anything to you. It's confusing. Consultant frustration. Oh, that's an understatement. Sales heavy urgency tactics. Okay, so the internal tightening phase. And this, I think, is a progression that is going to probably, most people are saying they're going affiliate. Orville has, said they're not going affiliate. But Orville has also said, when people asked him that we were already affiliate. Bookie, keep your feet to yourself. Stricter compliance enforcement. Absolutely. You had people out there policing one another, and then they had to relax on it all of a sudden. But a mass exodus had already taken place. Revisions to incentive trips or bonuses. Yeah. Quiet compensation adjustments. I don't know, because it's quiet. More performance thresholds. Yes. Yes. Unlimited income opportunity. Now, they've been raked across the coals a couple of times here recently because of the FTC and their income disclaimers. Yeah. This reframes expectations to reduce dissatisfaction among lower earners. Well, the thing about a lower earner is actually your hobby. Those are your hobby consultants. They're the ones who are, however much, however little, they're the ones bringing in the income for your people who are higher on the chain. So they are very, very important, much more important than I think what Scentsy realizes. Now, with all that said, people are feeling frustrated. They're angry. They are discouraged. They're betrayed. But I'm just kind of outlining some of the things. Now, how did my TV turn on? I'm just outlining some of the things that we're seeing happening that kind of leads to affiliate. Influencer affiliate programs. Yes. So 2025 was Social Team Scentsy. Some of these influencers mention it in their videos because it was on the cards received by Scentsy thanking them. Direct website optimization. Haha. Did I not mention earlier? Now you don't have to have a consultant to check out, and the money goes to Scentsy. Scentsy makes the money, and they claim they're going to use it toward benefits of the consultant. Okay. Retail experiments, online marketplaces, or limited retail partnerships. We're there. Subscription models. Absolutely. They have been pushing subscriptions to subscribing to Scentsy monthly. Now they have a monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly subscription you can do. Now, what's the benefit in that? Well, you can get your things that you like on a regular basis. However, they also have Bring Back My Bar. What's Bring Back My Bar? Well, if they discontinue a wax bar, if you have it in your club, you can continue to get this bar for however long. Okay? Now, there are certain rules and regulations that apply. If you skip your club so many times, blah, 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 you lose your club. There are caveats. But nonetheless, you should be able to get that bar that you love forever. Now, what's the thing going on here? I'll tell you like this. So now they've come out with a new catalog. There are about 70 cents in the new catalog, where there used to be way more than that. So they have done a lot of condensing. Now, I think February, this is the last month to add stuff to your club that's going to be going away. What's the big deal about that? What's the big deal about that? It's all the scents that everybody likes. And if you don't put it in your club and it goes away, that's it. You're not getting any more. They may bring it back at a later time. No guarantees. So they're pushing the club. I'm so glad people are talking about this. I told my team when I saw the videos and they were defending them hardcore. I know. But listen, Ginger Snaps, I am Bolo girl. I am on the lookout. So you be on the lookout. I'm trying to identify anything that, what people have said as to when at SFR this was announced. Nobody can come up with an answer for that. Now, wait, let me not get ahead of myself because I got so much. Consultant-based compression. The casual sellers drop off. Not only casual at this point, some of the higher ups. Mid-level leaders struggle. Yeah, because your casual sellers are dropping off. Only top earners remain stable. They may remain stable, but they're not necessarily remaining in Scentsy. Okay, so then you go to a strategic fork in the road. They can successfully integrate consultants, influencers, and direct sales. They have the consultants. We're the OGs. They're working on influencers. I call that the new G's. And direct sales. Well, influencers and consultants kind of fall into both categories as far as I'm concerned. But to me, the direct sales more indicates you no longer have to have a consultant. You could just go on Scentsy.com and buy without your purchase being credited to any consultant. Okay, so there's a slow decline. Recruiting weakens. You could say that. Drop. Oh, it's been that way. Brand relevance fades. But let me tell you, these changes they have made to Scentsy lately, new, the contemporary, the sleek, the minimalistic, People are absolutely hating it. Frankly, I never did it for the pretty. I'm more the practical. So it's probably not going to affect me as much as it does other consultants and other people. Consultant morale declines. Well, Nelly, are we ever there? So the company continues to operate, but on a reduced scale. So the full structural overhaul. I'm getting ahead of myself, and I'm just getting too excited. So compensation plan is redesigned. Recruitment is de-emphasized. Strong push toward retail style branding. Yeah, and that ties in with the influencers. And it also ties in with no longer having to have a consultant, in my opinion. So the indicator switch to watch for. Consultant earnings stability, we don't have. Recruitment momentum. Haven't seen people push too hard for that lately. They're kind of doing, now what they are, okay, recruitment, let's talk about this. Recruitment momentum. What they're actually doing is consultants are now using the phrase become an affiliate. Now, if you become an affiliate through a consultant, technically they're recruiting you. Okay? Transparency from corporate, is that a joke? It's clear as black mud. Whether influencers complement or replace consultants. Bam. Now, there are some of these influencers who have gotten packages from consultants. So it seems consultants have collabed or tried their hand at collabing with TikTok influencers. And it seems like Scentsy as a whole is trying to do that now. If the field still feels supported and paid fairly, it's evolution. If consultants feel displaced, it's a structural pivot. Influencer marketing replaces consultants instead of supporting them, changes compensation structure, and reduces consultant benefits while they are their own biggest customer. It now feels as though the company resembles a traditional e-commerce brand more than an MLM. From a consultant standpoint, the real issue is transparency and whether corporate provides equal opportunity or credit to consultants when influencer campaigns drive sales. Now, right now, those codes that have been established for these influencers, you can use them on a consultant website and get the $10 off of a $50 or more order. Caveat, the consultant will earn 10 less PRV. So even the best benefit, okay, so it's like, okay, influencer, you get a code. Everybody wants the code. Oh, my customers get the code. So they come to me and they order. They were my customer to start off with. They got a discount code. Lowers my PRV. So you really have to take a step back and you have to fumble the numbers between PRV, sales. You know, in order to get a sale, you're going to be docked PRV if you use a code. Make it make sense. This is not a money-making opportunity, people. If you want to do it because you like the stuff, then do it. But don't sit there and start investing your hard-earned money and all of this time thinking it's going to take off. I don't think it can happen, okay? Now, some of the other things that I have looked into. Third-party sending on their behalf. Some companies hire agencies or fulfillment partners to send influencer outreach boxes. But those agencies sometimes send them without official brand approval, which I don't think that's happening here. Or the brand thinks only certain teams can approve them and claims ignorance. Small influencer marketing arms aren't always centralized. So you're sending these Scentsy items to people who are influencers because they are Disney fans. So you're gonna pump them up on the Disney stuff, but they have no idea what this Scentsy stuff is. They don't know how to promote it. They don't know what it does. They don't know how it works. They don't, nonetheless. So a PR package doesn't guarantee the brand authorized it, but we know in this case it did. Brands sometimes quietly ship products to see who engages organically, generate grassroots buzz, and gauge product market fit. And this again, it's like they're testing the waters for affiliate. Are these influencers actually going to reach Gen Z? If we use influencers, is this actually going to get some response? And from what I've seen on these influencers, they're not getting, well, not on the Scentsy stuff. They're not getting comments. They're not getting likes. They are being asked questions by consultants. Okay? Then they deny involvement publicly to dodge backlash if it fails. I did have several that said, they sent me the box to show it, but I'm not involved. I did. Sometimes the marketing team does something and customer support isn't aware, leading to denial when emailed. Really? Well, I can think of one pretty lady in Wisconsin that was initially dealt this hand. A brand has multiple departments and may not know what is going on in other departments. Yep, I believe that. Now, they could be sending samples, not PR gifts. There's a distinction. A PR gift, they expect content in return. Okay? Because people are like wanting to know about this compensation status for these PR people. A sample, they're just letting people try it. Some companies avoid calling things PR for legal and tax reasons. Oh, I'm telling y'all, this gets deep. I did research. How to tell which it is. If you want clarity, check the packaging. Does it look official or generic? It's official. Inserts. Is there a branded note with contact info? There was. Tracking. Where did the shipment originate? We know it originated at Scentsy. Social. Are other influencers getting the same? Oh, yeah. If multiple influencers are reporting the same thing, that points to a coordinated send. What could you do next? You can email them and ask for confirmation. People have done that. They were initially denied. Now they're not. If all these signs line up, branded packaging, inserts, coordinated timing, multiple influencers posting, then it's very unlikely to be random. Well, we know it's not random at this point. Okay. Large direct sales companies often have corporate marketing, field consultant leadership teams, hence 2025 Scentsy social team, regional promo teams, and outside influencer agencies. I'm telling y'all, this could go like so many different ways. A soft launch is a test campaign testing influencer response, sending seeded boxes with formal contracts. I don't think there have been any formal contracts. Gauging organic traction before announcing a campaign. Some brands avoid confirming early tests to keep flexibility. See, they can hold all this information back, which no transparency leads to more distrust. Since Scentsy operates through independent consultants, the MLM model, influencer campaigns can create tension with the rep base, I should say. If corporate appears to favor influencers over consultants, it can cause backlash. So they might keep it low-key or deny it publicly to avoid consultant complaints. For real? If the packages are framed as product samples, gifting, or no obligation, then it may be classified differently than a PR campaign. They may internally, at their discretion, Scentsy discretion, classify it differently and deny a PR campaign while still sending the products. Corporate wording games happen more often than people think. Controlled messaging. Some brands don't confirm influencer partnerships until contracts are signed, the FTC discloses and consents. Campaign timing is locked. They don't want premature exposure. For a company like Scentsy, an actual intentional deception campaign would carry FTC risk, influencer disclosure laws. So when these influencers are actually showing their boxes, there are a set of rules that they have to go along with. There are certain disclosures that they have to make. Reputational risk, internal paper trail risk, consultant backlash. Yeah, that's a risk. So big brands rarely risk legal exposure over something as low stakes as PR seeding, which of course I don't think this is seeding because there's no contracts involved. What's far more common in corporate office is marketing team sends gifts. Check. Customer support isn't informed. Check. Someone uses the wrong terminology, PR campaign versus gifting. Or someone uses no terminology and keeps it all a big secret. A mid-level manager says, we are not currently running an influencer program. Technically true if it's unofficial or test phase. I had somebody that I know reach out to Scentsy wanting to be an influencer and receive PR packages, and they encourage signing up as a consultant. It can look shady from the outside without being malicious. Now, the sharper questions are this regarding these influencers. Are they disclosing these packages as gifted and PR? Yes, they have. They definitely have. So the real fork in the road is this sloppy internal communication? I think there's no communication. I mean, Scentsy should have done its due diligence and either train these people, or when they opened it up and they had the card from Scentsy thanking them, hey, please read the information enclosed so that we can be in compliance with the FTC rules. You need to know how this stuff works. Okay? Or is the brand trying to distance itself from influencer marketing because of its MLM structure? Definitely not. They're not trying to distance themselves from influencers. The second angle would be the only one that hints at strategic image management rather than simple disorganization. If influencers are calling the packages gifts, check. Saying they're part of the 2025 Scentsy social team, check. And posting coordinated content, check. It's structured. It's not random. For a company like Scentsy, a social team label strongly implies an organized ambassador or influencer program. Some of these influencers have labeled themselves as ambassadors, okay? The terminology game still gets deeper. They may not classify it as a PR campaign, but they have, because everybody has disclosed, these influencers have disclosed it as PR packages. An ambassador program, we've seen people that have labeled themselves as that. A brand advocate team. I did see branding something. I did see that disclosure. A consultant social media initiative. Hadn't seen those specific words. A contracted creator group. Don't know anything about that. So it's a word game as to whether or not they categorize it under da 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 da. Supposedly, the social team may be made up of consultants. It's possible. Corporate supplied products to field leaders. I mentioned earlier there are a couple of people who got PR packages and said their friend in Scentsy sent them this. Okay, and field leaders distributed to selected creators. There you go. So in that case, corporate may be able to claim that they didn't send the PR because it moved through the consultant channel. Okay. Controlled messaging. They may not want to publicly confirm the program until you've publicly confirmed the program by thanking the 2025 Scentsy social team. You kind of outed yourself there. I'm curious to see how this end of month live is going to go. The justifications, the squirming. So, Bolo, word games, basically the whole salad. Okay. I know, right, Ginger? So, I mean, I think there's going to be a complete word salad, and I think it's going to be complete squirming. It's extremely common. Now, get this. For marketing to launch a creator team, support staff to have zero awareness, and public-facing email replies to default to denial. Let's see what this message says. A lot of people have been saying that. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people have been saying that. Are these influencers officially listed somewhere? Not officially. Using branded hashtags? Oh, yeah. They using some Scentsy. Scentsy Love, Scentsy Valentine, Scentsy PR, Pound PR, whatever. Tagged by the official Scentsy account? No. But are they tagged by the official Scentsy account if they're given a coupon code to share? Technically, that could. I don't know. If multiple creators are calling themselves part of the 2025 social team, this is almost certainly organized in some capacity. The only real question whether the denial is semantic, bureaucratic, or image management related to their MLM structure. If influencers are receiving product, calling themselves part of a social team, or being coupon codes tied to sales, it could mean one of three things. We're looking at affiliate structure, affiliate program. Product is gifted, influencer gets a code, influencer may earn commission. Consultant channel protection. This is the interesting one. Scentsy runs on a direct sales consultant model. Correct? Correct. If influencers are given coupon codes, driving traffic directly to corporate, potentially bypassing consultants, that could create tensions. The influencers are getting perks that the consultants don't get because they're building the brand. So corporate might avoid labeling it as a big influencer rollout. Keep messaging quiet. Downplay it when asked directly. We're seeing all of this. And if we haven't seen it, I've directly said, no, no, no. Soft transition in marketing strategy. Some MLM style brands are quietly shifting toward influencer marketing because consultant recruitment is harder. Younger consumers trust influencers more. Like I said, one kid eating a Tide Pod, you got the whole United States doing it. And social media drives impulse buying. Boom. Boom. If they're testing this pivot, they may not want to publicly acknowledge the shift yet. So this is giving us all the reasons to why this has not been, possibly not been disclosed. Okay, if influencers are receiving product, getting commissions via codes, I don't know if they're getting commissions. Legally need FTC disclosure. Pound ad, pound affiliate, pound gift, etc. There has to be some kind of pound that identifies them as what's going on. If coupon codes are involved, the denial is likely word choice, not PRV versus affiliate team, word salad, or internal communication gap, or consultant politics management. It's very unlikely random consultants invented a coordinated 2025 social team with corporate coupon infrastructure. Well, of course, we know that. How these coupon codes were generated tells a lot about how is. If the codes are personalized, that structure for a company like Scentsy, personalized codes usually mean the influencer is set up in their back end system. Usually now, hear me. I'm not saying it's what it is. I'm saying possibly. Oh yeah, that's probably, in my opinion, the whole reason behind this. Commission or performance metrics are tied to that code. Well, certainly. Some internally approved the setup. I think that's kind of, so why deny it? Internally, it may be affiliate marketing, brand ambassador. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Program, social advocacy team, consultant, adjacent promotion. Shut up, Noogie. Okay, since he operates through independent consultants, if influencers are given discount codes, potentially earning a commission, promoted as social team. Yeah, it repeats again that the consultants could feel bypassed or replaced. So corporate may be testing influencer sales channels quietly, avoiding public acknowledgement, managing optics internally. It's brand ecosystem management. So why consultants would be upset? They pay to join, they build customer lists, they market locally and online, they earn a commission on personal and team sales. If corporate introduces influencers who get free product, receive personalized coupon codes, potentially earn commission, didn't buy in the same way, consultants may feel undercut, replaced, devalued, lied to. Why corporate might still do it? Younger consumers trust influencers more than MLM. How long have we been hearing about Gen Z? Social selling has shifted. That's a lot of shh. Social selling has shifted from Facebook parties to TikTok and Reels. Recruitment-heavy MLM models have slowed across the industry. They're just going out. They're phasing out. Influencers are scalable. Consultants are variable. So the leadership may be testing whether the influencer marketing outperforms traditional consultant sales, but doing so quietly creates distrust. It becomes dangerous for the company because they rely heavily on field loyalty, emotional community identity, and perception of fairness. If consultants believe influencers get better perks, corporate isn't transparent, the model is shifting away from them, attrition can snowball fast. Morale tanks. If consultants are leaving en masse, the issue isn't just influencer gifting. Get this. Trust is broken down. Channel conflict, identity crisis of the business model. Of course, we don't know if we're supposed to be consultants, influencers. We're supposed to do both. We're told we're already really affiliate. But then, oh no, we're not affiliate. We're not going to go affiliate. They still claim to have the same structure. But we've seen the tension with direct sales brands in their attempts to try to modernize influencer commerce. They double down on consultants or pivot toward influencer-driven sales. Okay? And they try to do this without causing internal chaos, which is, now here's the key question. Are consultants leaving because of the influencer program itself? Check. The denial, lack of transparency, check. Or broader dissatisfaction that this just triggered. No, it didn't just trigger this. It is the broader dissatisfaction that's been triggered for the last year and a half. Well, and I could go on because I still have some stuff. But we'll just end it there. So I am Bolo. I'm on the lookout. I've got to find out when and where this was announced at SFR. Y'all continue to follow what I'm posting under my shorts, my lives, and on my posts section, and share it with people. If anybody has any questions, like, yeah, I'll be glad to answer them, because I did a lot of this looking up the other day to try to benefit everyone, because I think we're at a crossroads as to what to expect. What are these people really doing? How are they being compensated? So while I can't give you conclusive answers, I can bring up what my research found. And maybe this will help someone make decisions that they need to make, okay? At what's best for them. So y'all have a good night. God bless. Love you.